To describe the usage of workspace agent, we may say the workspace agent in GitHub Copilot is designed to help you navigate and understand your entire code base. So we can say in the sample, we can add the workspace and ask questions like, where is the data model located in this code? And it's picking up the data model and providing us the details. We can ask questions like how to build and run this server-side API, and we got the details of how to execute this code. We can add workspace, and if you request for a explanation, if you look into the code and give the details about uh, a good documentation, what this code is meant for. That's it. We can have 7 examples of slash command. So consider I have an error here. So if I am going to ask a fix using this slash command, it can identify this issue and it can provide that there is a missing code. So not only a code, but it may be a complex issue. Uh, you can get maximum the solution from the slash command. The next one is you can ask explanation of the code. So you can say explain the code. Here even you can get that. Explain the code in the active window. And we are getting an explanation of clear documentation. And you can generate a documentation, also a similar kind of stuff. Generate documentation for the active window for the code in active window. So it's just picking the code and it's providing the documentation. And slash command 4, um, like you can generate delete all to-dos. delete all to-dos. You can add a router to the main, and it will provide that. So the fifth, even you can generate a method and optimize it. You can select this and you can optimize it. Optimize the selected method in the active window. So this for loop was optimized. So this is how we can use the optimize method slash command. And the next sixth slash command we can test is slash test. You can say generate the unit test for the main.go. So this is a main function. And this is how it's creating it's giving option to do. It's it's saying to create a main underscore test.go and you can copy all this code there. So these are the test step for the main function. You can set up still more. The slash command 7 is you can simply say, hey, set up test. I don't have a test setup in my project. So you can call it as setup test for this project. If you are going to press enter, it's going to suggest you the frameworks that we can use. If I'm going to select one, it will give the coding changes that you need to apply, and it will give options or the commands for how to install this in your code and how to get the extensions for you in the Visual Studio Code, and you can proceed with this. Thank you. Now we can look into the 7 examples of hash command. So the first one is the file command. Uh, we can provide hash, and with file we can pick up a file and give a command for that specific file. So I'm going to give uh, app.tsx slash explain. Now the explain command is getting executed for the app.tsx. So the selection is going here. The second hash command is the selection. So you can go to the code, select some code, and selecting this code and giving the command here like workspace hash selection slash optimize. So in the previous section we found we have optimized the whole method. Here we are optimizing only the selected location. So only the code selected is getting optimized. So it will not look into the other portion. The third hash command is editor. So we can pick up any file and the active window will be within the target. Like I have selected the editor, and if I am going to do the explain command, the one which is active in the editor is going to be utilized. That's it. The fourth command is code base. So you can see there is workspace and there is code base. What is the difference between these two? So the workspace, so this tag is used to refer to the current project or workspace you are working on. It generally encompasses the files, directories, resources that are actively used or modified in your development environment. But in the case of code base, this is a broader region. So this tag is broader and refers to the entire code base of a repository. It includes all the files and directories and resources in the repository that is not even get opened in the Visual Studio code that we have. So it will look into the entire code base. So I am with this you can give a command. If you give and explain, it will took the whole code of the from the complete repository instead of only the one which is active in the Visual Studio code. The next one is the fifth one is the terminal selection. So I am running a dar command. I'm getting something. I'm running a git status. I'm getting the status. I'm selecting this command and I'm running has terminal selection. So the focus is onto the uh, text that we have selected in the terminal. So here we have selected the git status, and so it is picking up the terminal selection and it's giving the details of what the git status is for. With the same thing, we have the sixth command that is also for the terminal command. We can say what is the last terminal last command. The last command is git status and giving. Now I'm running a dir command, and if I am once again going to give this terminal last command, now it's going to pick up the dir command. I'm going to explain about that. The seventh command, which usually we will not use, but may be useful when we are going to build a VS Code extension kind of stuff. So VS Code API is the one. Uh, we will not use it casually, but we will use it when we are going to build a VS Code command kind of stuff. You can create a new command. This is going to help us to create a new Visual Studio extension or a code. So this is how. That's it. How can we get 10 suggestions from GitHub Copilot? So suggestions, we can open the suggestions by using the completion panel. It can provide only 4 suggestions at a time. So when I look for an option to get more suggestions, what happened is they are saying to go to the settings and look for inline suggestion count, which I am not able to find it. So I am not able to find that. So one thing I did is by giving more crisp and clear command, I did that. So for example, I need to generate a random number. I need a method for generating a random number. If I going to do generate a method to do a random number, I'm going to get one method. If I need more suggestions, I'm giving more crisp and clear command like generate uh, 10 different styles of suggestions for a method to give a random number. Uh, can you like so I'm getting more suggestions. I can pick up one. So one is with integer, one is with float, but I'm not sure why I'm not able to see the suggestion count in the settings. Anyone, if you are going to see that, can help me. Thank you. So how to add the guidelines for our workspace or the project? It's very simple. For the coding style guidelines, first we need to prepare a file. It's similar to the notes MD or readme MD file. We can create a MD file which consists of all the instructions or the coding standard guidelines that we are going to follow. And then map this to the settings. You can go there and Copilot. we can open it like settings, Copilot. Here it is. So I have already specified that. You can go there and edit it. That's it. How to test this? I have did a small trick in this file to validate whether the instructions we are providing is being used by the Copilot or not. So I have given these two commands. Add command as Copilot auto-generated start and Copilot auto-generate en. So the auto-generated code will come within these two commands. So if you see, you will see all the places will have such commands. These codes are generated by them. We may validate it. So generate hello world method. You can see, sorry, generate hello world method. You can see the two commands were added in the in the top and in the bottom of the auto generated method. This is how. Thank you. So to generate a sequence diagram using the Mermaid extension of VS Code, we need to install the extension for that. So we already installed that. We already installed that. So now the Mermaid extension will be available in the Copilot chat window. So we can just directly give generate sequence diagram for this workspace, and it's going to pull all the information from this workspace and generate the sequence diagram. That's it. So to generate a sequence diagram using the Mermaid extension of VS Code, we need to install the extension for that. So we already installed that. We already installed that. So now the Mermaid extension will be available in the Copilot chat window. So we can just directly give generate sequence diagram for this workspace, and it's going to pull all the information from this workspace and generate the sequence diagram. That's it. This whole project was generated by Visual Studio Code uh, through the Copilot. So what I did is I created a empty folder with client and server, two folders. That's it. I decided to create a API with Golang and front end with React JS. So here I created a new file main.go. That's it. Uh, in this file, I gave a simple command, initialize main go, which created the whole main project for me. You may try that. I'm going to delete the whole file. Now, and this created the main project with the hello world method in it. This is how I created this file. And for every method, the every API, just I created commands like generate API for getting uh, getting to do by ID, and it generates the stub that I required. I accept it and do some minor changes if I need in it. And similar to that, I can create any number of projects, any number of APIs. That's how I created the API and do minor changes. Even I created the model through this. I created a model and I gave the attributes that I needed. It created the complete step. Only thing is for the done, it gave us a string which I changed to bool. That's it. Even internally, I ask questions like uh, how to import the model package that to do go into the main, and it gave me a help to do that. And I did this. Everything worked fine. Now I can run the project cd. Similar to that, I created the front end too. For the front end, inside the components, I added the to-do.txt tsx file, and within it, I just gave a command like initialize a component. That's it. It initialized it. Then write a fetcher, which wrote the code to fetch the API and do. I did only minor changes like adding one or more variable kind of stuff. That's it. Everything was created by the Copilot, and when I tested it, I'm able to see the API and front end both are working fine. Slash API slash health check. Oh, that is only health check, not API slash health check. And the backend is running. For the front end, So now the API is up and running. To run the front end, I'm opening a new terminal and giving the command yarn dev. Sorry, I need to go into the client, view yarn dev, and it's starting the front end. Now we already have the backend running, up and running. Now we have the front end up and running. We can do we are adding to dos. Now we can get the postman and validate. So this is for the health check. We are getting it. And these are the list of to-dos that we created. One is a test, one is buy groceries, and one is Springboard update. Now let's try. I completed the test. I completed this by groceries. Let's remove this. You can see both of them are completed, true, and this is false. So that's it. Everything is working fine with the UI. Even with the UI, this table was generated by the Copilot. Thank you.